Emma Lazarus was one of the first successful and visible Jewish American authors. She advocated for Jewish refugees and argued for the creation of a Jewish homeland before the concept of Zionism was in wide circulation. In 1883, she wrote a sonnet commemorating the plight of immigrants, which she called the New Colossus. And lines from that sonnet were engraved on the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty in 1903, and it is believed that she wrote the words, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free." She may have had the Jewish narrative of freedom on her mind. You see, the central event in biblical history is the Exodus. More biblical airtime is devoted to the Exodus than almost any other story. Deuteronomy 7:18 instructs us that we are to remember that God once took us out of Egypt. Then in 5 different passages in that same book, we are implored to remember that we were slaves in the land of Egypt. In the first 3 of these instances, the Torah uses this remembrance as motivation for the observance of the Sabbath. These verses remind us of our history and instruct us of our ethics. If we are able to recall the feelings of our own oppression at the hands of the Egyptian taskmasters, then perhaps we'll be able to draw on our empathy and be kind and just to vulnerable people. Deuteronomy also makes a point of obligation to provide humane working conditions. Do not abuse the needy and destitute laborer. You must pay him his wages on the same day, for he is needy and urgently depends on it. Unfortunately, not all business owners heed these instructions. In 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire resulted in the deaths of 146 employees, mostly young, female, Italian, and Jewish immigrants, because the doors to the stairwells and exits were locked. This was a common practice at the time to prevent workers from taking unauthorized breaks and reducing theft. In response, the American Jewish world quickly showed their support for collective bargaining, and by 1918, the Central Conference of American Rabbis championed laws that helped the American worker, including the right to bargain collectively. Molly Picon was a teenager around the time of this tragic fire. Perhaps this experience hit a little too close to home, as she herself was born to Polish Jewish immigrants, one a wardrobe mistress and one a shirt maker. Picon was a child actor in the Yiddish theater. She went on to be a film actor, a Broadway performer, and wrote the lyrics for Abi Gezunt. With music composed by Abraham Ellstein, this song reminds us that the air is free and equal to all. And the sun, it shines for everyone, whether rich or poor. A little rejoicing, a little laughter, a drink with a friend once in a while, the simple gifts of life. The song offers perspective on a healthy work-life balance in the new world. A bissel Sonn, a bissel Regen, ruhig dem Kopf zu legen, a bi gesund kann man glücklich sein. A Schuhkasock, a Kleid und Lattes in Käschene, a 3, 4 Slottes, a bi gesund kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist ist frei, bei jedem gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint bei jedem, einem Orem oder Reich. A bissl Freude, a bissl Lachen, amol mit Freund, a Schnäpsel machen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Eine sagt der Schires, eine sagt Gewirres, einem in die ganze Welt. Einer mengt das ganze Glück, hat nur bin Geld. Sollen alle suchen, sollen alle kriechen, noch ich trach bei mir. Ich darf das auf Kapores, weil das Glück steht bei mein Tier. Die Luft ist frei, bei jedem gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint bei jedem, einem Orem oder Reich. Ein bisschen Freude, ein bisschen Lachen, einmal mit Freude, ein Schnäpsel machen, ein bi gesund. Kann man glücklich, nur gesund. Kann man glücklich, ein bi gesund. Kann man glücklich sein. Fair working conditions have long been a Jewish value, and in this week's Torah portion, Deuteronomy 16:20 teaches us, justice, justice you shall pursue. But why repeat the word justice? The repetition of the word underscores the importance of its meaning. But for others, the repetition of the word implies a broader reaching human value. This is not just a lesson for Jewish living. This is a lesson for everyone, Jews and non-Jews alike. This is also a code of behavior that has inspired both Jewish and secular artists. You see, the musical landscape of the 1950s was populated with upbeat, popular tunes of the day. They were squeaky clean, white picket fence ballads until 1955, when Tennessee Ford recorded a song called 16 Tons. The song caught across the country and quickly rose to the top of the charts. So why the popularity? Well, the song was about the life of a coal miner whose work-life struggles struck a chord with Americans. Miners were working in confined, cramped spaces, and many developed black lung, a disease caused by long-term exposure to coal dust, or they were killed in mining accidents. Between explosions and equipment malfunctions, coal miners took their lives in their own hands every time they went to work. So we offer this song as a tribute to the impossible work conditions experienced by coal miners throughout history. We honor their bravery and work ethic.
Some people say a man is made out of mud, a poor man's made out of muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Sing, Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. Picked up a shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of gum and I coal, and the straw boss said, "Well,
soul.
Load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Step aside, a lot of men did, a lot of men died. One of us was hard, the other was foiled.
If the right one don't get you, then the left one will.
16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
Our final song highlighting social responsibility and labor equity was written by Sweet Honey in the Rock, an all-woman African-American a cappella ensemble founded in 1973 by Dr. Bernice Johnson Reagan. Her vision was to provide a uniquely soulful sound while delivering messages of justice, tolerance, and peace. Dr. Reagan and many of the nearly 20 Black women who have participated in Sweet Honey in the Rock are activists and directly engaged in placing their hands in the soil of community work. They recorded More Than a Paycheck to be a musical amplifier of gender inequality in Bay, highlighting strenuous working conditions and the abhorrence of unequal pay. This song tells one story of hard-working women.
We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. More than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family.
I want more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. More than I want and paycheck to our loved ones and family. I bring home
Asbestosis,
silicosis,
brown lung, lung disease, and radiation hits the children before they really begin conceive.
Well, now work is lending it's important that you know with every job there is the fear that disease will take its toll. If not disease, then injury. Pay before your lot, and if not injury, then stress is gonna tie you up in knots. So we bring home more.
Inherent in Emma Lazarus' words of welcome to America was the assumption of safe and equitable working environments and practices. As we celebrate this Sabbath of Labor Day weekend, may we consider the great strides our beautiful country has made to protect the American worker. May we also continue to ensure that our huddled masses can find work and thrive with compassionate and accessible companies and organizations. And then, and only then, will we truly be pursuers of righteousness. Amen.